you'll need a straight edge. If you have graph paper, great, but you can just sketch this out by hand if you want. So we're going to do a bunch of graphing today. So let me show you a little something here. If I just have a line segment, and I label that as A, B, and that line segment is actually on a number line. So how would I do that? Let's extend that out, I suppose. And if it's on a number line, and this right here, let's say that's -4, and let's say B is at 9, and I'm asked to find the midpoint. Well, there's a formula that we would use. It's pretty easy. We're going to let A equal -4, obviously, and B equal 9. And then the formula is really simple. To find the midpoint in the x direction, now remember, this is kind of like our x-axis, right? But to find the midpoint, oops, my book brushed up against here. The midpoint formula is just going to be m, the midpoint, is equal to A plus B all over 2. And so that would be -4 plus 9 all over 2. And then if you go through the math and do that, that's actually 5 over 2 or 2.5. So 2.5. So if I have my number line here, smack dab in the middle would be 2.5. If you don't believe me, I'm going to graph it real quick on my graph, just so you guys kind of know what I'm talking about. So I've got 2, 4, 6, 8. Here's number 9 right here. So this would be like B. And then I've got -4 here. And so this would be like A. And positive 2.5 is about right here in the middle. That makes sense? See how that worked out? That seems to be about right in the middle, right? Okay. Now, I did that on purpose because what we're going to do is we're going to try to find the midpoint of a line segment in a two-dimensional plane. But basically, we're just going to do this twice. One in the x direction to figure out what the midpoint for the x is, and then one for the midpoint of the y. Does that make sense? So let me throw a question. I'm going to erase this real quick. Let me ask you guys something. So what if I'm given 2 points? I'm given the point E, and that is at 7, 5. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the point 7, 5. And that's my point E. And then I'm going to go 2, -4. So I'm going to go over 1, 2. And I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my point F. And that's going to be 2, -4. Well, let's draw a line between the two. And we want to find the midpoint between the two of those. I don't know what it would be. I am curious to find out, though. Let me just try and get that right there where I want it to be. Okay, cool. So now mathematically what I would do, if it's all right with you guys, can I erase the stuff on the side?
Yeah.
All right. So now this is like part B. So now to find the midpoint in the two-dimensional plane, the formula is just a little different. We would say x sub 1 plus x sub 2 all over 2. That's how we find the x-coordinate of the midpoint. And then we would say y sub 1 plus y sub 2 all over 2. And that would be the y-coordinate of the midpoint. And so let's label these things. We'll we'll go in alphabetical order. This would be x sub 1, comma, y sub 1. This would be x sub 2, comma, y sub 2. And if you remember from your algebra days that the subset notation, the lowered down numbers, is just saying that, hey, this is the first set of my x, y's, and this is the second set. And we're just labeling them that way. It's like a license plate, right? We're given our ordered pair a social security number so we can keep track of where it goes in the formula. Okay? So now to find the midpoint, I'm just going to take the first x, which is 7, plus the second x, which is 2, and divide that by 2. And we're really finding the arithmetic average when you think about it. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say 5 plus negative 4 all over 2. So then my midpoint should occur at 7 plus 2 is 9, or 9 halves, which is really 4.5, comma. 5 minus 4 is 1, and 1 divided by 2 is just 0.5. So now I'm going to come over to 4.5 and go up a half, and it does cross right there. That's my midpoint. And it occurs at 4.5, comma, 0.5. Does that make sense? Any questions on that?